there's a lot of talk of toxic incel forums on the web, but I think what's far more sinister is toxic online mom culture. It's this insane cacophony of shame, fear-mongering, greed, just general toxicity that I cannot make sense of from the outside. And I've seen several examples as of late of moms going to the internet to share their parenting horror stories in an effort to convince women who do not have families to never start one. Including this woman on TikTok talking about how, although she wouldn't go back on her decision to become a mom, she advises young women to not do what she did because it took away her ability to live a normal life. Here, I wanted to show part of her video. We can start from the beginning.
That is the most insane way to phrase it. Taking away your ability to live a normal life. Having kids is the most normal life thing a human being can do.
Well, let's hear it from her.
Which, just from the beginning?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, this one here?
Yes.
If you are debating having children, please stop and listen. My dream since I was a little girl was to have a baby. I wanted to be a mom. All I ever wanted was one little girl, and I was going to name her Harley, and my dream was going to be, that was it. That was the dream. I actually was given my dream. I married everything I ever put on paper for a guy that I would want. He's that and more. And then I get pregnant, and I have a daughter. I have a girl. Oh my God. Dream come true. I was like, this is great. Because I've only really ever wanted one child, and I wanted just one girl. And I was like, oh, thank you, God. I regret making being a mom my dream. And I wish that I did not have that as a dream. I have been severely disappointed with the dream. And my daughter is the cutest, most beautiful, fun, smart little girl, and I love her more than anything on this planet. I would give my life for her in 2 seconds. I would do it all over again for her 1,000,000 times over. All of that is facts. But what also is a fact at the same time is I was dreaming of a life that I had no idea what it was about. It's not just a few moments of like, no, don't do that. A few smelly diapers, and you're just gonna have this happy-go-lucky fucking family. No, that's not reality. That's not real life. You know what is real life? Me being at home, thinking that being a stay-at-home mom was a dream, and I actually was given the opportunity. And now we're in a position where I don't really have a choice but to stay home with her right now. It's temporary. It's temporary, thank God. But being a mother is the most draining experience of your life. It changes every single person around you. Every single person around you. Every single friend, every family member, the relationship with your husband, the relationship with yourself. I am so fat. I don't recognize...
Okay. All right, hold on.
I don't know why it's froze,
yeah.
but you know, you get the picture. And I want to be charitable to what she's really trying to say, because in the video she was very insistent on the fact that she doesn't regret having her daughter. She merely regrets approaching becoming a mom as her #1 dream in life and idealizing it to the point where she had a rude awakening in reality. I understand, and I've heard that sentiment before. It's not a new thing. But the caption here says, no one talks about how the single biggest contributor to this growing trend of women not wanting children is moms fear-mongering and complaining about how awful motherhood is on social media. She doesn't know who's going to come across this video, and she doesn't particularly care because she's just vomiting all of her feelings onto the timeline. And I think what people may be missing is she's most likely in the throes of severe postpartum depression. Yeah. And that means she doesn't have an accurate view of reality. She's literally in a different world.
She's
So-
also, she talks about how she had a dream and the dream ended up being very complicated and different than
Yeah.
what she thought it would be, which is actually how most things in the world actually end up being.
Yeah.
How many people do you actually hear say, I had a dream, I worked very hard to achieve that dream, and when I got it, it was exactly what I expected it to be?
I mean, what if she came in this video and said, all my life, my number one dream was to work in a high-level job at a corporate office. And I became an executive, and then I realized that it's the most draining thing that I could have possibly done with my life. Well, would people be heeding her advice then? I just see so many of these moms online going to express their darkest thoughts and not thinking about the consequences, perhaps that their children will see this one day, but also the consequences for the people that are listening to them.
Yeah, so my point would be that the way that this conversation would be had or would be received if she was having it with like a close friend would be very, very different, because there would be a built rapport and a history between the two of them, and your close friend understands that you just went through something unbelievably difficult, childbirth, and your life has been transformed in a way that you probably couldn't have predicted, and they're going to take your words with a grain of salt because there's a whole lot of mutual experience that comes together to form your understanding towards one another. But when you just vomit it out into the world, people who have no connection, this is kind of what I was saying to you, when you see the people who they critique how other people parent in parenting groups on Facebook and stuff like that. If your kid is in the house and they cut their arm on the side of a cabinet because you didn't baby proof your cabinets or something like that, your friends seeing something like that will be like, oh, well, I know this person isn't a bad person. I've known them for years. They made a mistake. Well, that's not what happened when you go to moms on Facebook. They say, you're the worst person that's ever existed. You basically want your baby to die. How are you still alive? You should just go do something about that. That's how they feel.
Like they're going to call CPS.
Yeah, they're going to call CPS because you made a mistake, right? You were not designed to share every aspect of your life with everyone on the internet, and especially you're the most vulnerable in the mistakes, which is weird because that runs headlong with women's desire to share every L on the internet, which is their favorite thing to do in the world.
This is not just a mom problem. I mean, I've seen far too many people going to TikTok or going to social media in general to let out their tears and lament all of their problems and find some weird sense of community through that. And it's self-destructive. It doesn't actually help you. And that type of self-disclosure is incentivized on social media to begin with, but it's destructive to everyone involved. Now, while this woman is lamenting the fact that she is in a position that she's forced to stay at home with her daughter without working, I see other moms lamenting the fact that they have to go out and work, and they're fear-mongering about that as well. So I saw this other example of a woman crying on Instagram about her last day of maternity leave after having twins. She said, there is nothing that prepares you for this day in your postpartum journey. And I see this take on Twitter, mom's crying on the last day of maternity leave. Girl, quit your job. She's married. I don't give an F if he doesn't make enough. Make him make enough. Stay home with those twins. Listen to your heart.
I mean, I knew right off the bat the make him make enough part was going to be a sticking point for some people, just in the way it was phrased.
When you go to the internet with your feelings like this, people will give you unsolicited or solicited advice, not knowing what they're talking about. And it's not their place to get involved, but you're involving strangers. I saw another woman post this heartbreaking video of her daughter crying before she's sent to a daycare center because she has to go to work. Elijah Schaefer posted this.
You're gonna be okay, okay? You're gonna be brave and you're gonna be strong and you're gonna play with your friends, okay? Yeah. Okay. Are we gonna be a big girl? Yeah. You can do it, Bubba, okay? I love you.
That's the same mother, huh?
No, it's not the same
Okay.
woman. This does not It doesn't matter the context. This does not belong on social media. And I'm not even using this as an opportunity to give these women advice. I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm not a parent. I mean, I think it's ill-advised for sure to be separated from your children when they're that young. Yes.
That's on top
aside
of the,
from any of that, why are you sharing this?
That's on top of the people that will then call them the bad guy for wanting to stay home with the kids because they should go and work a mid-level marketing job for 70K a year rather than being home with their kids. You can't win. Like, that is maybe the number one thing when it comes to motherhood on the internet. There is no winning because you will get, there's probably no topic they're probably more opinionated on, and no answer is the right answer.
Yeah.
Best to just keep it within you and your family.
Yeah, and I think that a lot of moms are lamenting feeling socially isolated because they don't have a community around them. They don't have extended family around them. They have in-laws and grandparents that are of the boomer generation, which is notoriously selfish and focused on themselves instead of their progeny. But my general principle here is that you cannot be sharing this online because there is a huge chasm of difference between honesty and indiscretion. This line is crossed all the time. Like, the threshold for what's oversharing it comes way sooner than you think.
Yeah.
And this is included in that. But you're right, there's no winning. There's no way that you can win with these people.
I feel awful for them because it's their natural desire to share, and when they share, they might get some positive feedback, but a lot of it, the internet breeds negativity. They can't win.
Right. And they must. I feel so bad for them just because they must be walking around in their lives with this constant chorus of shame repeating in their minds all the time about every little decision they make as parents because of the fact that they're pouring themselves into social media and going to the internet for that fake sense of community. And I saw this skit on Instagram which perfectly illustrated this fake support group mentality that destroys people's mindsets.
Here we go.
No, it's settled. I'm gonna go back to work.
You go, mama. Get that money.
Yeah, so the kids will do daycare.
Are you serious? So they don't matter.
So you're just gonna outsource your love.
Yikes.
No, strangers will raise them. I'm sure that'll be great for them in the long run. I've made the really tough choice. I'm gonna change careers.
Yes, girl. So brave.
You
Gotta do what's best for you.
I'll be a full-time mom.
Oh.
That's not a job.
So you're just throwing your life away?
Oh, hi, Tradwife.
Oh, I loved Handmaid's Tale. Patriarchy over progress. God, how will you even know who you are anymore?
So we're celebrating because I just made partner at my law firm.
Queen versus
I
in.
thought that was soy sauce at first.
Is she a boss? Guilty.
So my husband's gonna be a stay-at-home dad.
Oh, honey. Is he gay? Oh, sweetie, I'm sorry he's gay.
Oh my gosh, your husband's unemployed?
So he's lazy.
You make all the money and your husband just makes none?
No, I'm sure your kids won't be scarred forever with that upbringing. That's not how it works.
So we're finally going to the beach. I'm so excited, so we won't see our kids for a week.
You! Oh, you hate your kids.
You just pawn them off on grandma? Will they even remember you think?
A Mai Tai with a side of neglect.
Okay, we'll bring them. We'll bring the 3 kids on
And
the trip.
ruin everyone's airplane ride?
Oh, kids love before they travel. That's so good for their schedule. That's not what the kids even want, probably. We can afford to do the trip because we both work. Me and my husband both work.
Workaholics.
Money over family. Money over family. I'll just be a mom.
No.
You got that degree
On
for
your
nothing.
deathbed,
You'll be like, I did nothing but be a mom. Part-time. I'll do MLM. That's a scam. No. Okay, but seriously, no.
Wrong.
No kids. No. You're a bad mom. Don't worry, bad mom. You're a bad breastfeed. I'll do for So
Everybody hates women correctly.
Do you know what it is when you're online and you get into an argument with someone or people are going back and forth, it says the same people saying this are the same people saying that, which is never inherently true. What they're saying is the same type of maybe sort of person who might sort of maybe agree with this and maybe sort of agree with that, may do that. But that's not what you're actually experiencing. What you're experiencing is they said one thing in this forum and somebody said this, and then they said something in this forum and somebody who might vaguely agree with them on some issues also didn't like that. It's a false equivalency.
Yeah. But I mean, no matter what decision you make, if you share it online, there will be a very loud, vocal, passionate community of people that think you're a terrible person. So you might as well keep it to yourself and the people you trust. That's my ultimate point.
Literally,
not to judge any of the decisions that were even listed in that video in and of themselves.
Yeah.
Just the decision to share it alone is the decision that I judge.
Yeah.
Never goes well.
Thanks for watching. Listen to full episodes of Pop Culture Crisis on Spotify.
Keep up with us on social media and make sure you subscribe and ring that bell so you never miss the show. Bye, guys.